Welcome to the Sports Depth Podcast. My name is Joey Alfieri with my greatest friend, Simon Salikis is here. What's going on, Simon?
Joey,
Yes, Simon.
what's going on?
You good?
I'm good.
Yeah. Good. I'm happy to hear it. I'm doing well.
Little cold,
Thank you for
if you're
asking.
asking.
Yeah,
Cold.
this is
Little too cold.
this is what it is now. Have you ever done cold tub? Have you gone cold tub
no,
challenge? Like, have you gone to like the spa and
Yes.
gone in the lake?
Yes.
Really?
No, not the lake, but the
Cold bath.
There is nothing I hate more than that. That is
Cold. I can't do cold.
Dude, I can do
Simon.
the hot. I can do the steam. Clearly, the pool.
Yeah.
The cold up to the ankles, maybe the knees, and
That's
I
the
am.
worst.
I'm topping out.
Yeah,
I'm tapping out.
like we've already been like my wife. We went to my wife went out with her girlfriends to like a spa resort,
Yeah.
and then I went back with her another time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, my friends and I we went in that lake in like February." I was like,
No.
"Yeah, that's good. Like that's a you thing. I have nothing to do with that.
Not
Nothing."
doing it. Not doing it.
Yeah, I'm with. As a kid though, we used to do like hot tub, jump in the pool. I don't even know if that's totally safe. But we used to do that. It was very, very. That would get cold because the pool, wasn't a heated pool back in the day.
No money for a pool, Joey. My pool was
It wasn't my pool. I didn't have a pool
okay,
growing
okay.
up.
Mine
We were
was like
supposed to have a pool, but then my mom saw some like
documentary. Or
documentary
something like that.
about kids that
And pools?
Yeah,
No.
kids in
We
pools.
had
and they
Mr.
said
Turtle.
forget- A what?
Mr. Turtle Pool is about this deep, and the slide was about as big as that was it. You've never seen a Mr. Turtle
Mr.
Pool?
Turtle Pool.
Google that.
Hold the horses, Sam. I'm
Mr.
coming.
Turtle Pool.
Mr. Turtle
Tops.
Pool. Let's see what this looks like here. Oh yeah, okay. But the slide. Okay, like the
Yeah.
built-in slide.
Built-in slide. No budget for an accessory slide, Joey.
Wow, this is a 1980. No, Mr. Turtle 1970s TV commercial. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Made it to the 80s.
Nice.
Yeah.
You still have it?
No, I don't. Wish I did.
Mr. Turtle pool baby float vintage 1986 collectible mint sealed
How much?
$216.
$216?
Yes.
Oof.
We do it?
Send
Put
me
it
a
right
link.
here, man. We all keep saying we need decor. All right. No, we've got a busy show now. We're not going to be talking about Mr. Turtle. When I woke up this morning, I didn't think that we'd be going on a Mr. Turtle reference, but here we are. I had one of these too. I think mine was it was like a sand pit we had at my grandparents' house. It looked kind of like this, but they made it into a pool. So
Good times.
Yep, those were fast times. All right. So we've got an action-packed show lined up for you. Simon Salikis and I will talk Montreal Canadiens as we usually do. We've got a busy week. Obviously, we were on yesterday recapping what the Canadiens did over the weekend. We talked about the disappointment of those second periods. Simon, they're going to have to figure out the second periods because I thought about what we were saying yesterday.
It wasn't a lull forever, though, right? It was
no,
just
they played okay, but
bang, bang.
39 seconds, 2 goals in 39 seconds. Like if you're an aspiring playoff team, and it's so frustrating because you came back and you almost tied the game at the end. But if you don't fall asleep for those 39, it was more than 39 seconds though. But if you don't fall asleep for that portion of the second period, you probably get a win there.
Look, they did have a good second against the Leafs on a Saturday night, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, listen,
They had a great
it also
second,
shows you. Look, when you're the youngest team in the National Hockey League, sometimes you realize, we can take the foot off the gas here, except for one thing.
You
guys,
can't.
the guys across your NHL players as well, So part of the learning process, absolutely.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to get into here, because I feel like he's played well this season. He's put up more numbers than I thought. I know the point total isn't necessarily high, but at the time of this recording right now, Oliver Kapanen has 14 points in 28 games. You're looking at a 41-point season. So my question to you is, but the 8 goals are kind of what's impressed me. I didn't think that,
Nice
I
quality
thought
goals
this
too,
would be, I thought this would be like maybe a 10, 12 goal season. Maybe if Kapanen spent the whole time in Montreal. But I like what I've seen, man. He's a really smart player. And the question that I have for you is, do you think, we keep talking about 2C, 2C, 2C. Do you think that this dude can be the 2C? Because I have a take on this. And I think he could potentially get there.
That's a great question. It depends how you want to look at it, Joey. Does he have the makeup? I'll ask you one question.
Tell me. I hope you ask me many questions.
Do you believe that offense comes relatively easy to him?
Define relatively easy.
Playmaking ability more than he's got a great shot. I remember opening night we saw that. Was it a shorthanded goal he scored against the Leafs? Just the ability to distribute from the center ice position.
But so here's my thing.
It doesn't have to look like Patrick Kane.
Does Does offense come easily to Philip Deneau, in your opinion?
I don't think offense comes easy to Philip Deneau.
He still had, I think, 50-point seasons.
He had a good. Was it a 25, 26, 27 goal season?
Was it that high?
In LA?
Oh, in LA. I thought you were talking about Montreal.
Sure. Yeah.
So the short answer to your question is no. I don't think offense comes easy to him, but I think he can be a top 2-line center in the same way that Phil Deneau was the 1A, 1B, however you want to look at it here in Montreal. In the sense that I think he's not going to be the guy who drives the line.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine.
That's okay. I think he needs to play with a line driver, if we can call him that. And I think we have that right now with Ivan Demidov.
To his right.
He's playing very well.
Every face-off 5 feet to his right.
But to me, I think the value comes in the fact that he's going to do the heavy lifting defensively, very clearly. And then he's always going to be in the right place at the right time, and that's going to lead to offense because you have a really talented guy. So to me, I think this works out one of two ways. I think it's the Philip Deneau way, which was, for some reason, they put 3 guys together and the chemistry was unbelievable with Tatar and Gallagher. That could totally happen. Or you have a guy on your line, a winger who's going to drive the line, which I know is less and less common in the NHL these days, but Ivan Demidov can set people up like it's nobody's business. And so to me, do I think it's beyond the realm of possibility that this guy can be a 50-point player? Can he be a 20, 22-goal guy, 50, 55-point guy? And even if it's like 45, let's just say it's 45 to 55, defensively sound, can play on the penalty kill. Like Deneau, sometimes get out there on the second wave of the power play. Sometimes, doesn't need to be all the time, assuming you have the bright pieces ahead of him. I think he absolutely could be that. And to me, I think that the potential is there for this guy to be number 2. And with the way that he's played this year, I'm not saying he's a number 2 center night in, night out. But, man, if he continues to just get better, I know that there's a grind of the season that's going to accumulate. But
and a division that's loaded with centers.
But I think this guy could be the guy. I really like this player. And, Simon, coming into this season, you would have asked me, I would have said no way. I would have said this guy,
fair,
smart player, third-line player on a good team. I think that this guy has the ability, if he plays with a line driver, this guy has the ability to be that 2C for the Montreal Canadiens.
And not only that, he also, going into this season, and when I mean this season, I mean like early in the summer, you probably would have thought Emil Heineman was the guy that was going to be able to be a little bit more productive offensively if you were just looking at Heineman and Kapanen, right?
Yeah.
Look, this is the question, Joey. Is he the third most skilled player? And I don't mean skilled as in, because it is a skill to be good in the dot. It is a skill never to be lost in your own end of the rink. It is a skill to make the right pass. That takes high skill level. Is he the second most talented offensive player on your line, or is he the third most talented? If you can turn him into the third most offensive talented player on your line, let's live in a fantasy world. Demidov, Kapanen, anybody, anybody you got off free agency, anybody you get off free agency, or anybody you get in a trade, that's a 70-point guy. Yes, but if he's the second most offensively talented player, I think that reduces a little bit of his skill level. I think when you look at my favorite 2 line drivers from the wing position, 2 guys that I enjoyed, Patrick Kane at the top of that list, and I loved Alex Radulov's very short time here, but exactly the same thing drove offense from the line. I think it's face what we've seen of Demidov for 2 months now. I think it's safe to say that he lands somewhere between those 2 players. Like, don't forget, Patrick Kane is a first ballot Hall of Famer and has the right to claim himself as the greatest American hockey player ever, right? So I think he fits in there. With Kapanen, I'll tell you this. I think he's a very nice 2C center. Very nice. But if you can't upgrade at that position, then you have yourself an elite third-line center. When I mean elite, a guy that can get you 45, 50, a guy that's not shy around the net, the guy that can get you between 17 and 21, a guy that if somebody were to go down, you slide him in for 4, 5, 6 weeks into one of those 2 spots. So I think he's a quality player. Just tell me who plays out wing. I can give you an answer at that point. And
right now, Alex Texier and Ivan Demidov.
Then unfortunately, for Kapanen, I don't think the point totals will be there what you're looking for in a second line center. I think the drop off with Texier is great. If you Demidov, him, and whoever, I think it makes for a better line. But he might have the making of like you can make a case that he'd be one of the best third-line centers in the NHL, what we're seeing from him early in this season. And if you can continue to prorate that, you got yourself a really good player.
Yeah, because the thing is like, everyone's is breaking their head trying to find that 2C, and maybe you draft that guy. Maybe it is Michael Hage. I know he's bounced between center and the wing. Just we found out this week that he was invited to Team Canada's World Junior training camp or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but we'll see on Hage. But I still think that Hage is a couple years away from
at least
making a dent,
sure, or at least given the responsibilities.
Being a 2C, if a C at all. Like, to me, I think Kapanen's got an opportunity because last week you go look and we got killed. We were getting killed on a pod because people were accusing us, not killed, but there's people accusing us of clickbait when we asked the question, would you trade a first and Michael Hage for Ryan O'Reilly? We didn't just make that up out of thin air. That was, I think LeBron had, that's the Barry Trotz asking price right now for Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah. So many teams are breaking their head trying to find 2C. Very clearly, on the amount of moves that have been made so far this year, there isn't many 2Cs. Ça court pas les rues, as they say in French. Make our producer Sam happy. I'll say it in French. So you may have to go internal. And Simon, in a world where there's 64 top two-line centers in the NHL, do I think that Oliver Kapanen could be one of the 64 best centers in the NHL? I think so. Yes. And I think there's a little bit more offense via the smarts, via the computer, like Martin St. Louis likes to say about him. I think there's a certain amount of offense that can come from just being in the right place at the right time. And I do think he's talented. I do think he has an above-average shot.
Well, he's talented, Joe, because I think his biggest role going forward with the club might be being the first guy Martin St. Louis sends over the bench. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but going forward, he might be the first guy he sends off the bench to go out there and kill a penalty. He's got, to me, that profile of a guy that is an excellent penalty killer. But again, it's about the offense. The heavy lifting, I think he can do it. I've always been on the Nazem Kadri. Nazem Kadri can do the heavy lifting. A little bit more of a dog.
But offense developed eventually, though.
Yes.
Like the offense came through in a big way.
3 times.
35 goal season.
3 times, I think he scored 30-something goals. But he's a bit of a dog, right?
Yeah.
But Kapanen might not have that dog in him.
But Kapanen, too, you start to see after the whistle now. It's not in the same way.
But I just think he is a guy. He's a dog, and you put him in the Barkov light. Kopitar light. Kapanen, I think you can play that
super light. Super
well,
light.
You know what I mean. Well, if those guys are 82, 85-point guys, this guy could be somewhere 57, 60, very responsible.
I didn't say 50, I said 45 to 55. That means it's 55 on the high end.
With his running mate, maybe. If he plays with Demidov or Demidov going forward, maybe gets a couple of more points. I'd like to see him out there more so than some of the other guys I'm seeing on the second unit power play. So there might be some points to pick up there as well. But when I mean like Kopitar light and Barkov light, very good at both ends of like Philip Deneau was. Like there was a time with Tatar and Gallagher that Philip Deneau was one of the better defensive shutdown centers in the NHL and a guy that gave you 40, 45 points. I think Kapanen can, I think he can do that. But I'd still go looking for that second line center because you live in a perfect world if you start putting Kapanen as your third line guy.
Yeah, of course, and it goes without saying. What I'm telling you is, if I'm like from a Canadiens perspective, and of course you can hit right, like you can hit in the back half of the first round. Sure. It's not super common, but like I don't know off the top of my like Evgeny Kuznetsov, I think they hit it like 25. Like that can happen. It's just where the Canadiens are right now. I would anticipate the Canadiens are going to be drafting after 18?
Yes.
18, 20? Yeah. Like, they're going to be in the 20s, ideally, for a very long time. I mean, they just traded 2 first-round picks, in the mid-teens away last year to get Noah Dobson. So, this is kind of the prospects that you have or the prospects you have. But on the horizon, is there a slam dunk to be a number 2 center on this team? I don't think there's a slam dunk.
I'll tell you one thing.
Zborowski, I don't know if he's a center, so we'll see when he gets here.
But I think it might have slowed down the process or the hunt for Kent Hughes, saying, "Oh, I'll live with this for a little bit." 2 points in Toronto, drop 2 points again.
Because we both agreed. The Ryan O'Reilly thing, they maybe get that, but I'm not going there.
No, I'm not paying that price for it. But with Kapanen, I think with Kent Hughes, it can slow down the process. Or if Kent Hughes is out there shopping for a center and he thinks the deal is ridiculous, no, I'll stick with my Kapanen 8 goals after 24 games and looks like he's got a little bit of chemistry with Demidov. So at least if anything, not that he's stopped the search, but maybe allows Kent Hughes to be a little bit more critical when he's looking to trade for something or what he's willing to give up So he's a good quality player. We'll see where he fits in.
He's very good, and he's shown me a lot. I know we're only a couple months into the season, but I really believe, my opinion of this player has changed in terms of, not that I didn't like him before.
I get a little bit of that Lehkonen vibe.
Yeah.
Quality, this, that.
Yeah.
Get him in and around the net.
Yeah.
And, Lehkonen struggled with his goal scoring here. His rookie year was fantastic. Struggled after that to find the back of the net. But
you got to show you can do it.
But now he's playing next to a outstanding player.
Yeah.
And he's not hindering that player in Nathan McKinnon's progression when it comes to offense. So it could be something along those lines.
To me, if it can be 15 plus, like if he can hover, get close to 20, 22, and then be in that 45, 55 point range with very little power play time, I think that's a 2C in today's NHL. I really do. We talked a lot about Philip Deneau, Simon.
Yes.
I want you to stay in that mindset when we get back tomorrow, because we're gonna take a look. We're talking about looking for a center, and I don't know if he's a 2C anymore because it's been a little tough going in LA this year. But tomorrow we talk about, is it time for a reunion? Because Frank Saravalli had that earlier this week or late last week where he said LA Kings may be listening on Phil Deneau. So we'll talk about that. See, does a fit make sense? We'll talk about that on the show tomorrow. This has been the Sports Depth Podcast with Joey Alfieri and Simon Silikas. You can find us on, we're on Instagram.
Yes.
You can find us on TikTok, which you're not on TikTok.
I think I downloaded the app yesterday.
You downloaded the app.
Yeah.
Wow. Downloaded the app.
I don't like a lot of apps on my phone.
It's okay.
I
Downloaded
got
the app.
the parking app.
Yeah. The new one we had to change recently.
Yeah, I got
you
the
had
new
to
one.
change.
I got
Yeah,
the
me
new
too.
one.
I had to get the new one.
Yeah.
So you can find us on TikTok. We put some content out on there. You can also watch the podcast every day, Monday through Friday, on Sports Depth, our page on YouTube. And you can also find us on the audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Silikas, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's it. Thank you, Sam. We'll be back tomorrow with more Sports Depth Podcast.